Hello everyone, my name is Emmanuel. This is a Microsoft Azure documentation and work documentation to show off my expertise in Microsoft Azure as a cloud administrator in Microsoft Azure. So this will be a work documentation. So now we are on Microsoft Azure. The first thing I would like to deploy for Microsoft Azure will be our Azure Active Directory. Let's see, Azure Active Directory, also known as Microsoft Entra ID. So wait for this to load. Also keep in mind, I have my cloud tenant here, Azure Active Directory. I have my Azure RM provider, and I also have my Visual Studio Code for the deployment of my Azure Terraform automation, with Terraform, okay, with my provider configurations, as you can see. So we have our provider here. We have clicked on use provider. We copy this and edited this here. We can copy, come over here and paste it in our Visual Studio Code for Visual Studio Code for our files, for our Terraform file, Terraform maintenance file. Okay, so what we need to do next, we come back to our Azure. Now we have our users Microsoft Entra ID free. Microsoft Entra ID free for deployment of our Terraform file. We need to create our Azure AD. So let's create a new tenant. So you click on Manage Tenants. So we have our Azure Active Directory, so Entra ID. So let's create a new tenant here. Let's create a new tenant. Business still from. So we create a new tenant. Now creating a new tenant. So we can choose our configuration. Use Azure AD B2C. Click on next. Say Cloud 1. Cloud 1. Let's say deploy this in the United States or America. Our subscription is Azure subscription 1. Then our resource group, let's create a resource group for this call this one. Include Cloud Max. Cloud Max. Resource group location will be in East US, and then we click on let's see, Cloud Max 24. Cloud Max, our resource group is Cloud Max. Then click on Next. Then click on Create. So to create our tenant. Business object. So our tenant is being deployed, tenant creation. This will take a few minutes. Let's open our Azure Cloud in a new tab so that we'll push on to other things. So okay, so next thing that we need to do now, with our tenants being deployed, still being deployed, this will take a few minutes. Let's go and go back to our Microsoft Entra ID. See our default directory. See can create more users, app registrations, enterprise, custom security, mobility, and device management, and even SSPR. We can implement SSPR for our tenants. Signing logs, audit logs, tenants, usage and insights. We can enable monitoring with our Azure, in Microsoft Azure. So let's for our default tenant, the tenant ID. We'll also later enable Entra Connect for Azure AD Sync, also known as Microsoft Entra Connect for this organization, as well as access reviews and more. Let's create a user, and to create a user, and then you create a group. So let's add a new user. see our tenant creation successful. And navigate to a new tenant, that is Cloud 1. Let's click on that. Now for the organization, call this Henry Anthony. 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 Then our password. Let's change the password. We'll change our password and create a new user. Account is enabled. We go click next on properties. Save his first name, its location, role assignments. Let's see if you can add a role for him. I'm going to give him a role of user administrator. So user administrator. Let's give him a role. Select. Let's review and create. And click on create, and the user has been added. Click on refresh. So our new tenant here has also been created. Azure B2C CloudMax 24 on Microsoft.com. We'll later change this domain by adding a new domain to this organization. Okay, let me close this for now. So creating these tenants now. Let's go back to Microsoft Entra ID we are going to create an application object for our Terraform configuration file for Terraform to enable Terraform automation for our products for our Azure Cloud. So in our default directory. So what we need to do now is we come down here. Let's open this. Click on app registrations. Our user here is created. For this, our first resources will be a storage account. Storage account. Storage account. Come down under storage. this resource block for our Terraform file. So let's do that again. Storage account. Okay. So now we have our storage account. So this. We have our storage account for our Terraform file. What we need to do now is we need to perform an app registration. We'll close this. Go to our Active Directory for app registration. Click on New Registration. Now for this file, we'll call this Terraform, a single tenant. Then click on Register. Click on Register. Click on Register on Terraform. Click on Register.Terraform. We have our quick starts, integration assistant. You can manage this application as well. Give it roles and administration, owners, and every other thing else. So let's go back to overview. Now in our overview now, so our application is here and we have our Terraform configuration file right here. So the first thing that we need to do, let's include our tenant ID. Okay, so we come here to our directory, our tenant ID, we copy this, then we paste it here, and come down as well to our client ID, that's the object ID, the client ID, and copy this, and then we paste it there. Then also our client secrets. Okay, we need to rectify, excuse me. Okay, we copy that and paste it in the Terraform configuration file. We also have to create our client secret. Go here to client credentials, add a certificate or secret. We click on that. It takes us directly to our certificate or clients. Take a sec while this loads. So now click on new secret. So new secret. Enter the secret. We call it, you can call this Terraform secret. Then click on add. So we're generating our client secret, and then we copy this Let's see, come to this client secret ID and copy this value. We copy this value. So, alive in Jesus' name, amen. We copy this value, copied it. Then we come down to our Terraform configuration file and we paste this value for our subscription ID, our Azure subscription. We come back here. For our Azure subscription, we come back here, search our subscriptions, go to subscriptions. Under our subscription, we have our subscription ID here. Our subscription ID, and we click on copy to clipboard. Copy our subscription ID and click on paste. Okay, so okay, then we have our subscription. So what we need to do now is we have to give this our subscription, we have to give Terraform authorization over this subscription, and to do that we need to give this through the use of the Azure role-based access control for the deployment of Terraform into our Azure subscription one. So click on access control under IAM. Wait for this to load. Okay, another access control, we click on add, and then we add a role assignment. Okay, so I have so many built-in roles. So for this role, we go over to privilege administrator roles, not job function, privilege administrator roles. So under the privilege administrator roles, we give the role of contributor. The role of contributor, and click on next. Now we to select our service principal. And come here and search for Terraform. And select Terraform. And click on next, role contributor, and then review and assign. So I'm giving the rules. So you can come here under role assignments. Now if you want to check who has access, Terraform will appear here. So we close this. Okay, we go back to home. Okay, so we have to manually deploy a resource group. Let's create a resource group. So we have one resource group, that is Cloud Max in East US. And now we're going to create another resource group. Different ways to creating a resource, to create a resource or resource groups. So virtual machines, SQL databases, Microsoft Entra ID, Defender Cloud. So let's go over to resource groups. Go over to resource groups. We come over here to our Terraform provider. Let's see if we have something for a resource. Let me duplicate this actually. Okay, let's see, resource group. Let's see. Let's go back to storage account. Offer. So this thing is still loading. We have a resource group. Let's manually create our resource group. For resource group, we choose our subscription Azure 1 resource group. Resource groups, Max app, Max group, Max group. Azure Max Group. Location will be East US. Choose North Europe. East US. Then next on tags, we can add some tags for this resource group. Azure Lojids 1 and click on next. Validation passed. Azure subscription 1, tags Lojids 1. Then click on create to create a new resource group for our resources for Azure Cloud resources. Now this is in Cloud Max and Azure Max group in East US. Now let's also try to we're going to also deploy a let's close this. We're going to also deploy a resource group using our Azure Terraform. Azure Terraform. So we type our resource Azure RM underscore resource group and then the name will be, call it app underscore group, app underscore group. Shit. So we have our maximal storage account, our Azure storage account that we just created using the Azure portal. Now we have our Azure containers with our blockchain feed and our logs. Now we are going to create a Azure container for a file share. So we'll call this maximal file container. File container 1. Click on create for Azure storage container. So under settings and configuration, under settings and configuration, enable allow block anonymous access is normally disabled by default, but we enable it just now. So you click on access level. You can also enable, we just tinker with this only. Click on save. Click on save. Then we go back to our storage account. We are in our storage account. So that's how you deploy a storage account with the Microsoft Azure portal. Now how you do it with Terraform is this way. You first need to go to our Azure registry. We come over here to our Azure provider and scroll down and look for storage accounts. Under storage, under storage account, under here, then click on copy. Then we now proceed to insert it into our we're going to configure our Terraform configuration file. Our resource group, let's go and get our resource group name. So our resource group is maximal resource group. Let's copy this, insert it into our configuration file. Insert into our Terraform configuration file. maximal resource group. For our location we choose North Europe. Standard GRS. Our account replication type will be local redundant storage. Then we click on save, Ctrl S to save our file, and then we run our terminal. We simply come here and click on save to save this file. We open our terminal, click on a new terminal. Now we type direct, see our files clear. Then we proceed to make our plan. So we type Terraform, plan out main.tf plan, and we hit enter. So let's see what it will. Oh, okay, so this is not allowed. It ought to be okay. So let's make some changes. It should not be an uppercase but mainly a smaller case file. Everyone, we have just edited our configuration file, and now we want to implement and apply our configuration file. So we say Terraform plan out main.tf plan. We hit enter. So wait for the Terraform configuration file to give us our result of our plan. After this procedure, we will now implement the Terraform apply command. So if you follow what we are saying here in the terminal, it is saying one app to be destroyed and one to be created. So the Azure will be destroyed because it's not in the configuration maximal group. So I want to be added, I want to be destroyed. So what you need to do is to add this back app group. So group this will ensure that our configuration file is intact. And the name Name maximum. Resource group will also go on to our location. In our location we choose North Europe. So this is to ensure that you should apply. So under this we click on clear. Then let's